Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking all about travelling full time, specifically van life, skincare, hair care. I'm going to do a little chatty get ready with me as well. Basically, some of the challenges we face travelling full time, specifically living in a van, is having very minimal water or sometimes no water at all. So I'm going to show you some of my tips and tricks to kind of get around that. But all of the stuff I use, or most of it, is as natural as it can physically be. So I'm going to show you all of that, what I use every day. Also, because of my job, I have to kind of have my hair looking semi-presentable, so I've got a few tips and tricks on how to kind of rescue your hair if you can't get around to washing it that regularly. So I'm really excited to make this video as it's one of my most requested ones on Instagram, so if this interests you, keep watching, and without further ado, let's start. So I'm going to start off with skincare. That's generally something I do in the evening before bed. I don't wash my face in the morning, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to do it right now and show you exactly what I use that I think is a really natural way to do it. Obviously everyone's skin is different, so bear with me, I'm not a professional person at anything. But the first thing I'm going to show you is something really nifty. Nothing in this video is sponsored, by the way, it's stuff that I genuinely use, but it's a really nifty thing that I bought a while ago, and it's a reusable face scrubby thing. And the reason I started using this is because all the information about using the exfoliating face washes came out and how bad they are for the environment. So instead of using the exfoliating face washes, I decided to get one of these, and once you buy one, that should last you the rest of your life if you take care of it and wash it after you've used it. So this reusable thing, I'm hopefully going to be washing my face with it forever, so it'll never, put anything into landfill. So I'll show you a more close-up video of it. So basically, there we go. It's a little scrubby thing and it's got all these bristles. Mine's a bit dirty now, I'm sorry, I didn't wash it yesterday, but I'll show you how I use this, but this is what it looks like close up. I really love this thing and I've had it for probably over a year. So the thing I use on this to wash my face is jojoba oil. I think I'm saying that right. I have a really big bottle of this. I have a litre of it, which I store in the cool section under the bed, so when I run through I can use more, because I wanted to make sure I got an organic one and I wasn't sure if I would be able to buy one abroad because I'm currently in Turkey. So what I do with this to wash my face is I get a couple of drops of it and I drop some just onto there. I don't know how much, I don't really measure it out, I just kind of eyeball it and know. So I put all my oil on there and I just scrub away. If I'm wearing mascara, I use the bristles to brush up into my eyelashes and scrub it like this, because this oil removes all makeup. I don't wear that much makeup, but when I do, I have eyeliner, mascara, it doesn't matter. This oil washes everything off, it's absolutely amazing. So I do that. I actually used to wash my face with coconut oil while I was backpacking, because stuff like this was harder to get hold of, and coconut oil you can just literally buy anywhere in the world. So if you can't get hold of this, trust me, coconut oil does the same job. And if you're concerned about breakouts because of oil, look up oil cleansing, might change your mind. Right, so after I've done that and cleaned my face and proper scrubbed it, I get my reusable face wipe. So what I do with this is I use one side and I get all the excess oil off my face. I think you'd be surprised actually, because some people will probably think, oh, your face will just feel really oily after this, but it honestly doesn't feel oily after this at all. So I just do this, and then when I've kind of got the most of it off, I get some water. I'm not going to do it right now because I'm actually balancing my camera on the sink. I'm not going to risk that. I put water on the other side, just like a tiny splash of water, and I just continue on and I just make sure it's all off my face. But yeah, if I do that right now, my camera will fall into the sink. So I'm not risking. Now some people think, oh, it's alright, you've just used oil on your face, that's moisturiser, but I find that I like to moisturise more, and I'll show you what I use. There are two things. I'll show you the actual moisturiser first. I've been using this for about a year, maybe just under a year, and I'll show you what it looks like, but it's pure shea butter. It looks like this, and you might see that it looks a bit disgusting, and that is because it's quite hard. You can put this in the microwave to melt it to use it for other things, but what I do is I get my nail and I just dig my nail in like that, and once you put it on your face, because your skin is warm, it just kind of melts pretty quickly, especially when you're rubbing it in with your hands. So I'll show you what happens when you do that. and I put that all over my face. A little bit goes a really long way because it kind of melt, like, I don't know if you can see, but it's really melted. And that'll cover my entire face. So I've had this pot for, yeah, almost a year, and I haven't even got halfway through it yet. So buying things that you know is going to last a really, really long time is definitely a good thing. The other thing for moisturising that I was going to show you, and I probably should have done before this, but I'm probably not going to use it today, is I only generally use it on really, really hot days, is rose water spray. Obviously I've got a little makeshift spray bottle, and the reason I have a makeshift spray bottle is because the best way and the cheapest way to buy rosewater spray is going into a supermarket and going into like the international food section, because in a lot of countries they use rosewater for desserts and stuff like that. I don't know what country, so if you know, let me know in the comments, because that would be really interesting. But when it's really, really warm, I keep this in the fridge and I just spray my face with it, or sometimes I do it before I moisturise and it like cools my face down, and it smells really nice. It's really good for anxiety and stuff like that. If you look up, I don't know, rose water and anxiety, it's just has so many benefits. Okay, so first of all, this isn't technically part of my makeup routine, but I'm going to show you what I use because it's so handy. Maybe for me especially, because I live in a van that has no windows, so I have no natural daylight unless I go into the cab area, like the driving area, and haven't got any privacy there. So I use this mirror which has like a button and the light comes on. It's not that strong right now because I haven't charged it, but it has a little stand as well. So we do a lot of sunrise shoots and filming early in the morning, so when I'm getting ready I like to have a mirror that lights up so I can actually do my stuff without having to wake Jake up. So that is what I do. As for the makeup routine, if you are a professional makeup person, please don't critique me. Or do, because maybe I need help. I just get whatever powder I have and make my face not shiny, and then I find whatever of this stuff to do that, and then I just put mascara on. So I'm going to do that now and probably speed it up. Why were you digging? What did you bury before those hands pulled me from the earth? But I don't always wear mascara. I used to religiously wear it, but I have recently, in the last couple of years, got more confident without it, which is a very nice feeling of freedom. So that is pretty much my whole makeup routine. I dye my eyebrows. Obviously my eyebrows are like the same colour as my hair, so I dye them darker, and I've been doing that for like over 10 years. Yeah, probably about 10 years. So anyway, now that is all done, I'm going to talk about how I look after this. So I've had a very long and interesting, unusual journey with my hair, based on the fact that I had dreadlocks for 5 years and it kind of ruined my hair, and I cut it all off really short, and many years ago I shaved the side of my head as well, so I had like half a head of dreadlocks in the end, and then I cut them all off, brushed them all out, and the hair that was left over was absolutely frazzled. So I've had a long repairing journey of this, and this is, at this point in my life, this is probably the best it's ever looked, like health-wise, healthy hair-wise. So I'm going to show you what I use and what I have used to make my hair really healthy. So first of all, I will talk about washing my hair. So obviously these days it's kind of more common to try and find things that are completely natural. I know there's loads more like natural shampoos you can get hold of quite easily from like the normal shop. At the moment I'm just using some shampoo and conditioner bars. Right now, while we're talking about washing hair, I'm going to quickly go outside and show you how I wash my hair when I am not at a campsite, because I'm pretty much never at a campsite, and how I do that outside. So this is the shower that I use to wash my hair when we're not at a campsite. I'm going to make it quick because there's a bit of a wasp problem here and I hate wasps. But basically it's a pump shower. So I have to stand up like this, pump it up like this. I'm not going to pump it up that much because I really don't need to. And you'll see the amount of water coming out of here. That's a pretty decent flow, isn't it? Anyway, what I do is I, obviously using natural stuff, flip my hair upside down and wash it with this. I'm not going to do it right now because we're not in a completely secluded area and I feel too awkward. I usually wait until we are in the middle of nowhere with no people around. So that's basically what I use, and it's really, really good. It's obviously just cold, but if you want warm water you can just pour a hot kettle in there, which is what we do sometimes, but I don't really mind putting cold water on my head. I just hate it on the rest of my body. So that is a portable shower option that you could try out. Okay, so now I've showed you the hair washing routine that I do. I'm going to show you some of the things I've used to get my hair to a really healthy state. And the first thing that I've used for many years, probably the whole space of time up until me cutting my hair to here and me growing my hair to here, is castor oil, which is a really weird stuff. It's quite a thick, gloopy oil, and you can get it from anywhere in the world. I know that because when I was in Vietnam I ran out and I went into a pharmacy and I went and looked for stimulant laxative. That is just castor oil. People use it as a laxative, but it also works wonders on your hair. You can also put it in your eyelashes and eyebrows to help them grow and be really healthy. But basically I just put a little bit on my hands and I put it into the ends of my hair. And the thing about that oil that I found different to other oils I've used in my hair, like coconut oil for example, the coconut oil would make my hair look like it had oil on the ends, but the castor oil somehow sunk into my hair. Maybe it's just my hair type, but it kind of sunk in, and in the end it kind of dried out but was really soft and nice. So I definitely recommend castor oil. I haven't actually used it in a while because I haven't needed to, but if I do have problematic end of hair then I would just go straight away for that. But I haven't actually got that much left. But yeah, I had a bottle that was like this big that I've got through, so this is a easier size to travel with. You might have heard people talking about, let me just find it, I've got loads of bottles next to me, rosemary spray. This is different to rose water. Rose water is the one I was talking about earlier that I use on my face. Rosemary is an essential oil. And I just make a lot of things myself, like I make my own insect repellent, I make my own peppermint spray for spraying around to keep the spiders and mice out the van. So I really like making potions. I used to love making potions when I was younger, so that's what I do now, I guess. So this is the rosemary oil that I use, and I just put like probably too many, like 10 drops in there and put water with it. And I use this when I'm a few days away from washing my hair, so I know that I'm going to wash my hair the next day or the day after, and I'll just get a little bit of it and spray it right in the roots of my hair and rub it all in. The good thing about this though is that if I've got really greasy hair and I spray this into my roots and rub it in, it kind of dries the next day and makes it look less greasy. So maybe there's something about it that could actually be used as a weird version of dry shampoo, but I'll have to test that theory and maybe do an updated one of these in a year's time. But yeah, I've noticed my hair growing back a lot, and I've had a lot of stress last year with a few different things, and I started like clumps of hair, and I started noticing it here in particular where I was really thin. So I've been using the spray and it's been getting a lot better, and I've seen my hair get a lot thicker and like baby hairs growing as well, which is really nice. So I've got loads of little short hairs somewhere, but that's from the regrowth, which I guess is a really good thing. Sometimes I put this in the ends of my hair, shea butter. I can also put this oil in the ends of my hair. So if you want to pick like one thing that you can put on your face and in your hair, the jojoba oil is really good because you can wash your face with it. If you put extra on, that'll probably work as moisturiser, and you can moisturise the ends of your hair with it. So when we sell the van and go backpacking, I'll probably take that with me and just let that cover a lot of the jobs that I need to do if I don't have that much space. Now on to when my hair looks absolutely awful and I can't wash it and I've got it, I have it looking nice for photo shoots and stuff. So what I use is my homemade, obviously, dry shampoo. I spoke about this on my stories quite a while ago, and I had a lot of questions about it, and honestly it's the best dry shampoo I've ever used, and this is like the second jar of it that I've made, and it lasts for ages. But it's arrowroot powder, and you can go online and get a big bag of arrowroot powder for next to nothing and it will last you forever. It's a really weird, I'll show you on my hand, it's like a really weird, ridiculously fine powder, kind of more like a flour. I guess they do use it as flour, but I'll try and show you. So when you get it out, it kind of sticks to your fingers like this. Now some people use a little brush and they put a brush in there and tap it in their hair, but that'll be kind of annoying for me trying to store that brush somewhere. So I just literally get my fingers like this, put it on my hair. The wind just blew it all over my face. And I kind of rub it in. You have to do quite a good job of rubbing it in. So I've actually used this yesterday, honestly. I joke you not, I kid you not. I have not washed my hair in like a week and a half or something like that. And yesterday it looked absolutely wet and greasy to here, but we went out into the town and I wanted it to look nice, so I put loads in my hair. I did it outside, so I used quite a lot in my hands, and I just put it in my scalp and just shook it all around until there was no more coming off. And that is why you might think differently, but I think my hair looks okay today, and that's why my hair looks okay today. We'll blame it on the arrowroot powder. Obviously my hair's really light colour, but if you have dark hair, I have seen people put cocoa powder into this. Feels like you're literally making a cake on top of your head. But you can put cocoa powder inside this and make it, and keep adding it until it is the same colour as your hair. I don't know how that would work out for people with black hair, as I think it might look like you've got dandruff, but for people with fairly light coloured hair and brown hair, I think this is a very, very good option. Another thing I found is that arrowroot powder does not dry out the ends of my hair too much, but either way, because I really want to take care of my hair, I put the arrowroot powder on, and I always follow that by putting oil in the ends of my hair, whether it's castor oil or whatever, just to make sure that I'm not drying it out. My last hair care tip, which isn't related to living in a van or travelling full time, but it's just something that I've switched to within the last like 6 months, is that I was noticing that I had a lot of split ends and breakages all in a row, like right here, and they were all in the same place, and I would go along with my scissors and cut all the ends in, because I cut my own hair. I've only been to a hairdresser's like one time and had my hair cut in my life, because my mum used to do it when I was younger, so I'm quite confident with cutting my own hair, but they were all in the same place, so I decided, maybe I'm not right, but that it was down to my hairbands. So always the way that I would do my hair is I would always do this, twizzle it round in a little ball, put it round again, and I would always just put a hairband on top of that, and that'll be that. But then the section here would just be broken. So what I've switched to, and something that I think has helped my hair a lot, and I've barely noticed any split ends, instead of doing that, I can do exactly the same technique, put my hair up in a little ball, twizzle it round, but instead of using a hairband, big hair clip, done. And that brings us to the end of the video. I hope that's been interesting for you, and if you don't live in a van, I hope it's kind of brought up some topics like the lack of water and different things, different tips and tricks that you could possibly implement into your life. I just want to thank you so much for watching this video, and if you like it, please subscribe, or check out my other videos, because I'm going to be putting a video out every other Monday, I hope. Still, I did skip a week. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and my other videos, and I will see you in a couple of weeks.